Hey, video here on a new knife, ZT. This is a Chinese copy again. I brought you the video on my 620, which I have updated with a carbon fiber clip and a 9mm SIG thumb stud. And I've been pretty happy with this, but today I have a zt0630 carbon fiber with a clip. And this is fantastic. This one here is wasn't quite smooth enough for me, so I took the lock bar and kind of bent it out a little bit, and I took the bronze washers and I put them on a stone, and I brushed them back and forth to take out the high spots. And I mean, this thing just flicks very smooth. However, I was so satisfied with this, I wanted a set. So I got the 630. Emerson S30VN. It obviously is not S30VN. I believe it's 9CR18, which I think is pretty good steel. I believe it's equivalent to 440 stainless. This thing came in razor sharp, and I will make another 9mm or a 45. I made this thumb stud, by the way, out of a piece of nickel brass. And over the weekend I plan on getting another piece of nickel brass and making another one for this. This is kind of stiff. You can hear the difference between this one and this one here. This one's way more positive feeling and sounding. Now, it's okay to flick that way, but it's better using the thumb stud. I've only had this 2 days. The only complaint that I have is when I got this, the pocket clip screws, the holes were stripped. So I don't know what metric thread it was, and I never checked the screws, but I went to a 256 thread pitch, and the holes that were already in this were the exact size for a 256. So I just ran a tap in there, tapped them, and got some 256 with a 1/8 inch length of threads, and put that in. We have a stone washer at work, So when the Chinese stonewash something, like you can see here, it's just not near as pronounced looking. So you can see where I threw this in the stone washer. This, the lock liner, and I also threw in the liner under the carbon fiber. I've been carrying this one for 3 or 4 months, and I think you have to check my video. I can't remember when I got this, but it's been a few months anyway. I've sharpened it 3 times, and it holds an edge pretty good. However, I just always want it to be a razor. I mean, instead of waiting for it to truly get dull, I just seem to always be touching it up. I touch it up probably about once a month, or when I get bored, or when it just doesn't feel sharp anymore. But this one, when it first came in, I felt it and I thought, man, that is really dull. But when I cut paper with it, it was just, I mean, I can try to cut on this. It's hard to do this on camera for me, but it just annihilates it. Again, it's hard to do on camera for me, but it just is what it is. Trust me, take my word for it. It came in really good. And then here's just, again, hard to do on camera, but you know, I never can do this. I see you guys do this all the time, and you just make it look easy, but it's just, on camera it's hard for me. But anyway, outside of the issue with the holes being stripped, I just love these two. I mean, the handles are obviously the same, exactly the same, but I love this blade, this with the sweeping curve there. The swedge up here looks really cool. I mean, it is really cool. Now, they both came with the ZT looking pocket clip, but I swap them for carbon fibers. I just think it looks pretty cool. Otherwise, both pocket clips work just fine. I have thought about maybe getting something engraved up here on both of them. I've thought about having them anodized black. Now, these are titanium, and the weight of both of these knives comes in just about exactly the weight of the Emerson ZT collaborations. Just about exactly the same. So, but I didn't want to take the weight in the just because they weigh the same doesn't necessarily mean, I guess what I'm trying to say, just because they weigh the same doesn't necessarily mean that this must be titanium, the liners, because the blades could be thinner. And they could achieve that weight by having a thinner blade. So I had them. There's a gun. I don't know what it's called, but there's a gun where we work, and you just point the laser on something, squeeze a trigger, and in a second or two it'll tell you the material. And I had both of these checked. The insert is stainless. This liner is titanium. This is pretty much stainless. The blades came up stainless with a 440 grade. So, again, we'll get this other one out of the way. Really nice. No blade play in any direction. Left, right, back, forth. Solid. Wipe that off there for you. And the same on this one. There's no play in any direction. I mean, both of these are extremely solid. Another thing, and let's have a look at this. The center on this one is off only because I don't quite have the pivot pin tightened like this one. I have this pivot pin backed off just a bit to just make this a little extra smoother. If we take this one here, fold it down, you'll see that the centering is pretty much center. Slightly, I mean, it kind of looks off maybe, but trust me, this one's about dead nuts. When I took this apart, I tightened it exactly. I gave it the exact same friction as before I took it apart. So it's centered. Let's see, what did I give for this? 62? Maybe 65 bucks. For you guys that have the true collaboration 630 or 620, 60 bucks is probably worth it just for the scale. This is pretty nice carbon fiber. When you take the scale off and flip it, boy, you can really see the weave really good. On this side, it's kind of dull, and I thought about taking the scales off, just hitting them with a light coating of clear coat, you know, polyurethane or lacquer or shellac or something just to shine them, but I don't know. I think it might make it too slick. Not that it's very grippy right now, but anyway, outside of the blade difference, there's not much to really say when compared to the 620, you know. They're both the same material. They're both you know, got the wave and just a different shape, you know. So I enjoy them both. I'm glad I've got them both. When I spent my money, when I first ordered this one, I thought, well, man, I'm just going to get a regular pocket knife. I did have the Microtech SOCOM Delta. If you've seen my other videos, I had the SOCOM Delta. The Whale Shark I sold to my buddy. The SOCOM Delta I kept to myself. And I ended up getting rid of the SOCOM Delta. I sent it back. Nothing was wrong with it, but and I liked it. I'll probably get another one. I was just wanting to try this, you know. I thought if the blade steel's good, this is going to be a really good knife. The SOCOM Delta felt so light. It just felt like a toy. Well, when I got this and I seen how big it was, and how it really fit the hand, and it's just a real good knife, you know. I thought, well, if the steel's any good, that knife's going to be worth its weight in gold, you know, for the price you pay. Well, like I said, I haven't sharpened it because it's went dull. I just sharpened it because I don't know, maybe I'm bored, or I just, you know, when I cut paper, I just want the thing to be sharp. When I cut boxes, I just want to slice through them, and I mean, it feels good. I have no intentions of necessarily fighting with it, but it does feel good. They both feel good. Obviously, it's the same handle in the reverse grip. You know, real good. The grinds on these look both really good. I mean, my fingerprints are kind of smudging it up there, you know, but so, you know, if you want to play but you don't want to pay that much, which is me. I mean, I just cut boxes at work, you know. I don't cut. I'm not prying on this. I'm not, you know, really hard using these things. Like the real ones, you could get away with that with the good steel. These ones you could probably get away with that, but I just don't want to fuck them up. I think they look real nice. But there you go. If you have any questions, or if you have any comments, then by all means, leave them in the box, and let me know what you think. There's both of them, and here's just one more shot of the 630. That blade is cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, this blade I think is really cool too, but when you get something different and new, you know, you just are excited about it. And it's cooler and it's, you know, better, but there you go. If you want to know anything more, just let me know, and I'll tell. Before anyone asks, I know this is what everyone's going to ask. Where did you get them? Who'd you buy them off of? I got them off of AliExpress, both of them, and I mean, I don't know exactly what vendor. I have to look on my phone. But if you go on there, there's only one guy selling them with the trademarks, all the trademarks. The rest of them, it doesn't say nothing on this side. And on this side, instead of saying ZT, it just says D2, as in D2 tool steel. I bought it off the only vendor selling them with full trademarks. That way, they would look the same, you know. They'd both say Emerson Designs, 620, 630, serial number, and on this side, ZT. So, my suggestion to you is just buy the knife off the guy who's got the most reviews, good reviews. That's what I do. So, anyway, there you go. The next video coming up is going to be, knife video is going to be Emerson Super Karambit Chinese copies. And then there will be a video coming up probably on a pair of Triple Aught Design Chinese copy pants. So stay tuned, and if you want to know about those videos, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. Bye.